What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Clayton Hawk Abernathy with the MMS. So we got our Hawk, and he's in the classic OG style, and we've got him with the MMS system, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I'm thinking around this time period, maybe it's like Colonel Hawk, not General Hawk. I don't know that for sure or anything like that. But yeah, we got an early Hawk figure, so um, cool that he comes with the MMS. We've got this awesome packaging here. You can see him with the headgear on. You got him in the window. We can see him. And then we've got the MMS, which is going to be similar to our Cobra version. But we'll get that out to compare a little later. But we got the side artwork. We got him yelling. Ooh, I just noticed that pistol. I like it. Hope that's the one he comes with. Looks like it is from there. So you got the back, and you've got all of the different stuff it comes with. So you got the MMS, you got all the blast effects, you've got a bunch of different rifles. Looks like some really good ones also. Some of my favorite ones that they've made. Then we've got the MMS, and it's kind of showing like, these different parts that go with it. So yeah, pretty cool. Other side, just a little blank 182. All right, now let's get them open and check them out. So I just keep wanting to call him General, like, I don't know, all the time. That's just how I know him as General Hawk. But when you slide that cardboard outside of the main packaging, you get the MMS system. You can see the blast effects up there. You got the wheels for it, missiles. We've got him in this little bubble right here. Weapons, all right there. Well, not everything, at least the rifles. And then behind that, you get a locker. You get some instructions. Locker, 182. We'll get that open, and I'm pretty sure that's got a lot more parts for the MMS system. All right, so you get everything outside of the packaging, and it is a lot of small parts, so just be careful you don't throw anything away by accident. But you got the instruction sheet again, that you can see how the MMS is assembled, the different parts, the wheels, the little ramps, everything like that, how the missile system gets put on there, how it articulates, different parts that go on there. Again, more articulation. That's for the so it can connect to like the vamp or anything like that. How you store it, that sort of thing. And that's it for the instruction stuff. Looking at Hawk, he looks pretty cool. I like him. I like the sculpt that they have on him. I think looking at the packaging, I thought he was going to look a little different, but I think he looks pretty good. Like, not a bad sculpt. But we'll get more into him in a moment because I like to go through the accessories. So we'll start with, I guess we'll start with Hawk stuff. So Hawk has the headgear. You got this clear visor that does articulate, moves up and down. Really nice. Green. You got the black around there for the details. This thing looks really, really good. Even if I was to take that visor off, it would look really nice. That looks really nice. He's got two pistols. So he's got this pistol here. Doesn't look bad at all. Kind of wish a little dry brush, quick dry brush would have made it look better, but that's not bad at all, though. That's not bad. This one is my favorite one. One of my favorites. Probably my favorite. Looks like a good old like 1911, 2011 style with an extended mag on there. Love it. You got a knife, black handle, nice silver blade. Really nicely done. You got the rifles. So you got this M16 style. Got that A2. Got a little scope on top. Looks good. A little soft here at the bird cage, but it's still pretty sturdy for most part. Mag does drop out. Really nice. But this is another one of my favorite rifles that they give you. Looks really good. You get this submachine gun, which is another nice one. Mag does drop out. We've seen all of these before. It is a little bent here, just drooping just a little bit, but I'll probably heat it up and get it back to even. But yeah, it looks pretty good too. And they all could use dry brushing on it, just like a little quick thing. And this is, I'm glad that they did include this. This is that classic show, the animated stuff, the rifle, the laser. And I love that it comes with it. Love that it has the green on the stock there. I hope they always include these with everybody. I think it just adds to the feel, like, hey, remember, the show. But yeah, really cool. I liked it. I like the design of it, and him having that green is really nice. Then in a separate packaging, there was this holster here for his back, which I love. Can't wait to see what's going on in there. And that is it for Hawk's accessories. All right, so here's our MMS, and I've already got the wheels on it. You just grab the two wheels and you pop them straight in. Here's the back of it. We got stand back, caution. You've got, this is really cool that they put this in here. If you can see that. Wherever there's trouble, over land, sea, and air, G.I. Joe's there. You gotta sing it there, right? I'm singing it in my head, really. But you got the other side here, danger, 3167. You got the front electronics in there. Other side, danger, star, the yellow down there, 3 other logos. Again, the top. And then, you get the back. And you got these nice little, sculpting in there. There's all over the place, like all the different rivets all in this thing. Really nice that they put this nice silver in there. Pretty cool that they did add something to the bottom, the base. Didn't leave it plain. The wheels look good, and green hubcaps, and they are squishy. Really nice. So you've got these little posts here. They're just going to connect. Just make sure that the dark part is down. And just snap it on. Same thing with the other side. Be careful with it. You don't want to break anything, but you'll pop it in there. And they do level it out to get the wheels off the ground. Now you've got this part here, control panel cover. That's just going to go right in here. Kind of goes in place. And this part is in 2 pieces. You've got this hydraulic system, and you've got this silver platform. I think probably going to leave it like this. They snap in there, and then this is going to snap over those 2. Now this will kind of, it folds up like that, or it can fold down, and it can connect to some kind of vehicle. So we got the base of the HMS all together, and now we've got the turret area. It's got a nice flag on there, United States. Got this gray in there, G.I. Joe. And then we've got the launcher area. This part does articulate, and you can see here you got like this wishbone connection. You got that silver in there for the bar. It's going to allow it to articulate. You got that part right there that does just plug in, and it'll just snap it down. Pop. All right. So we've got our missiles. Look really cool. Beware blast, caution, XRU. All around it, you got your wishbones. Just gonna line it up and just kind of push down on it. It's just a tension type thing. All of them the same. Got that red trim around that black part. Really cool. And one of the things that you did get also was different blast effects or different effects. So you've got this here. Kind of makes it look like you can put it for the tires, like it's rolling. whenever you got it attached to a vehicle. I'm assuming that's what that's for. Or maybe it's like a back blast for when these are pointed up. I don't think it's meant for anything like that, but yeah, I think it's just meant to kind of maybe dust kicking up from somewhere. You do got the rockets here. And again, you got these different blast effects. So you got them like a medium launch, a longer launch. Then you've got the steady. So let's see what we got here. I believe we're just going to connect it into the back here. Longer thrusters. I was kind of looking for a little bit of a like a wishbone type connection, a little bit, so that you can show this as being fired. Yeah, like something that would connect from here to show the missile already leaving. Kind of looking up, and I see my my dragonfly and my rattler behind me, and I'm looking at theirs, and I'm kind of wondering if it'll work on there. I'm gonna grab one of those blast effects. Be right back. All right, so just to take a look, I grabbed the blast effect from my rattler that was sitting on the side of the stand. Larger blast effect. Wishbone is not the same size, so it can't sit there. It won't plug in or anything like that. And then if you take that end and take the rocket, it's really loose. I mean, sure, you could kind of balance it, but you know, I was kind of hoping for an effect like that. Something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. These little blast effects are strange because it's like the end is cut off. Like I expect there to be like a definite end, whether it's a sharp point like this, but definitely nothing there. So that's all there is to it. Unless mine is missing something, but I don't think I missed anything. But yeah, you just get the short blast and longer blast. Would just be cool to show it actually leaving. Still, not bad at all. And then you've got these other blast effects here, like impact type stuff. Maybe stuff is going on around the HMS. Just kind of some weird ones. I don't know if that makes sense or anything like that. Just impact stuff around it, I guess. But yeah, that is it for the HMS, really. And then you got that control area, you know, you just pull this panel off. That is it. That is it from the front. From the other side. Probably leave these plugged in on display, but yeah, the back. That is it. And that is those effects, you know. A little cloudy at one end, painted on top of the orange. We've seen these before, like the Stinger and other things. So for a little comparison of the HMS, we have the Cobra version, and then we got our Joe version. And the wheels both squishy. We've got anti-jam on this, on the Cobra version, 65, danger. Got the different color lights, yellow, red. You've got Heatseek XO3, Cobra symbol. Got our star. Both have the silver portions on the front. Lower that down. You got gray, silver. We got gray, orange. The pistons here, the little shocks. We've got this one has more paint on it, so you got the red and the silver versus this one is just solid black. Even the bottom is different colors. This is just all solid. They added more paint, it looks like, to this version here. You got Beware Blast on front here. You don't got anything on the Cobra version. But you got anti-jam on this one versus the flag. This one does says wheel lock adjust with some symbols down in there being hidden by the wheel. Versus the Joe one doesn't have anything. You got the vent cover, gray, same symbols there. On the back. Stand back. We've got the same electrical symbol. This one's just got a little death symbol though. Caution, caution, some words. The panel here is gray versus this one is just solid black. You've got a sticker right here on the back versus this one doesn't, but this one does have one here. But there's Semper Fidelis, and the Joe one doesn't have anything there. The Joe one has control panel cover. The Cobra one does not. So a good little mix and match of where they put stuff for each one. Not super identical, but wasn't meant to be. Really cool though. They look different enough. Even the coloring on the missiles make it look like they're different, even though they're not. Like these heat-seeking ones just look thicker to me for some reason, to my eye. I think it's just because of the solid color. Versus this one has a little bit of the breakup in there. Makes it look slimmer for some reason, to my eye. So yeah, pretty cool. And of course, they both will attach to Stinger, Vamp, that sort of thing. The wheels, the hubcaps match their those vehicles, but I believe, but you can also connect this one to the HISS tank. Also, we don't really have anything like to match the HISS from the Joes I can think of, where this will attach to like that, like a Joe version of it. Yet, I'll say that, but it's still pretty cool. Well, let's open this up now that I think about it. Gray, purple, gray, different shade of gray, black, red button. All right, so I brought out my Vamp. You can see the little tow hook here. You're just going to fold this portion up like that. Slide it over. That little hook. And just try to press down on it so that that hook will go straight through. Yep, and there it goes. I did fold these legs up. Plus this part does go up also. So there's down, fold it up. And now you got a free-flowing vehicle. And it rolls really nice. This thing spins around. Fires off. For sure you don't want firing that close to the Vamp, but pretty cool. I'd say probably about half the size of this Vamp, really. Yeah, it looks cool. So looking at Hawk, it looks really cool. I like the sculpt. It's different, but it looks pretty nice. And you got the blonde hair, you got the fade, gets a little darker. You got the vest. You got the green on the vest. Got his name on there. Clayton Abernathy. This suit that he's wearing is really nice, but it's something that we've seen before. I think this is like stalker body. But I mean, I like it. I like this color green though. It's really nice. And I could see this guy being used as an army builder, to be honest. You just gotta swap the head off and take maybe something to get rid of the name on the chest, and you'd be all good. Or just switch the armor on and still be all good. But you got the holster here. You got the gray on the arms, something we've seen before. You got nice silver on the buckle, the belt, holster. Looks like a mag holder. I like the boots. These pants are nice with the texturing, all that. So yeah, something we've seen before. For articulation, ball peg, it only goes up and down about that far. Joint at the base of the neck, so you can push that, and you actually get a lot out of the base of the neck, so it moves down really nice. Goes back just to neutral before it gets hit by the collar, but the fact that it can go down that far, really good. When we don't get a hinge, this is the kind of stuff that I want to be able to really get down. But it moves all the way around. Good motion. Butterfly joints that move really good. T-pose goes past the T. Upper bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows that you get nice range in there. Great range in there. Hinge rotation with the wrist. You get the ab crunch, and the way the vest is, it doesn't block you. You get a click in there. A couple clicks going back. Ball waist. Leg goes forward about that far. Really nice. Back to neutral. Upper thigh cut. Double jointed pinless knees. Boot cut. Hinge pivot with the foot and ankle. And you've got awesome articulation in this guy. Let's get some accessories on him. So here's Hawk with everything on him except for one rifle. And it is awesome. I love that he can hold most of your accessories. I love when any figure is able to do that. And I mean, he looks great. And just messing with him and putting all that stuff on him, I felt like, it just reminded me how good this buck is, Again, I love this green, and I think I do want another one just to like have another guy with the same kind of stuff set up, but a little different. But yeah, here he is with that M16, that rifle. I put my little 2011 here in his holster on his chest, on his rig. We've got a little pistol here in the holster there. I put the submachine gun in here, and then I put the knife up top because there's another spot here for a mag, and there's no opening down in the bottom for the knife to slide all the way through. So I just assumed that this is what this one was for. Originally I was gonna put this here to kind of keep it together, but it just wasn't going right. There's nowhere to put the knife really. So yeah, I just assumed that's what it's for. So that's the way I got it set up. But yeah, he looks great. Here he is with that helmet on him. Of course, the visor does articulate. Adjust the helmet. Try to get his mouthpiece down. Yeah, it takes some maneuvering. Looks good. Got everything on him. And I think it looks awesome, right? I think it looks really, really cool. I just keep running around looking at him and like, man, that looks good. Only rifle that he's not holding is the laser one. Maybe I'll just rest it on top of the HMS, something like that. Really nice. I like the setup, the look, the amount of the black that breaks up the green. Really cool. All right, so for our Hawk comparison, I brought out also Hawk and Stalker because I mentioned him a few times. So I'm going to take Stalker's head off of here. Just pop that off real quick. Slide that little, I don't want to call it a scarf, but call that little covering off. And here we go. So we'll start with Stalker. So same body, same arms. You can see the ridges here for the wrist. You can see the pouch here, even though his is just painted on. Softer body, you can see that neck, the ridges. And then you can see it on Hawk's underneath that armor. You can also see that portion there where Stalker's is painted a darker green. Hawk's got it molded, but just no paint there. Hawk has a different vest, but you can see the pants are the same from the sculpt, the ridges, the texturing, the knees, the boots, except he's got the paint. So pretty much the entire body except for some of the accessories. And then you throw another head sculpt on there, and it looks completely different. I still think it looks amazing. Now we'll throw in Hawk with Hawk, and this is probably the version that most people were waiting on and looking forward to. But I still think this one is kind of cooler, honestly, in my opinion, just like the way it moves. This guy is different though because he has that jacket and he's got the like diaphragm cut in there. It's just weird. Like I don't care for that so much. His legs are thicker, different. The boots different. Stand about the same height. He just looks a little thicker. This one looks thinner in a way. Still in shape. He just looks bigger in this one. Face sculpt wise, is rifle out of the way. They look almost about the same. They look like they resemble each other, which is pretty cool. I think you can see more of an indentation on this one's nose versus this one. But other than that, they look very, very similar, which is how you should be. This is more like a younger Hawk general here. But then you got the thing with the hair. So brown hair, blonde hair. Is it the same Hawk? Why did they do that? Still pretty cool. Maybe it's a General Hawk and this is his son. I don't know. I'm just messing, but still. Just related. Not the same person. Kind of cool to see them together. Again, younger, older. It's just the hair color that will throw anybody off. I know that's the representation at the times. But still pretty cool. Kind of like maybe it's like a cover girl thing. I personally can't wait for the Hawk from the Deke series where he's got pretty much that almost looks like a spacesuit, but it's jetpack. Like that thing is pretty cool to me. So yeah, I can't wait for that. All right, so that's going to be it for this review. I like the figure. I like this HMS system. I like the way it looks. It is repurposed, but I do like that. You know, that's GI Joe's pretty much in a nutshell. You just reuse it, make it a little bit different, reuse it. But I really like it. I like it in this green. Hawk here looks awesome to me. Yeah, it's the stalker body, but for some reason, just having that green on it and the way they did it, he looks really good. The head sculpt looks good. I really like it a lot. I like the helmet that's on him, like that face sculpt. I mean, it's simple. Both of it is just reuse, but done in a really good way. The extra paint that's on this HMS makes me really like it. And then again, Hawk looks great. And holding most of his accessories, I think is really awesome. I guess I got to figure out like where am I going to put this Hawk? Do you like put him on an OG type shelf? Do you make one for that? Do you because they have General Hawk, who I have leading or up front with who I consider my Joe High Command, my leaders. Now, where does this one go? Does it go to a different shelf separated from that Hawk? I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Maybe I'll just keep him with the HMS on somewhere else. You know, I think the HMS, even though it looks really cool, I wish the blast effects could have pegged in here. And I think that's the only thing that I could say is that it would wishbone. Or I wish it had blast effects to wishbone on here and hold the rocket like it's firing off so you could show them at different firing levels. Instead, you've got the different trails at different levels, but the rocket's not leaving. So that would be one of my only things that I would want is a blast effect that you can peg on there, like I was showing with the Rattler effect. If it could have wishboned and showed a rocket further ahead, I think that would have been really cool. I think that would have been, and they could have did that instead of giving us, some of these weird effects, that sort of thing. Like I'm never going to use that, so that's the only thing that I can really think of. Other than that, I really like this set. Glad I got this set. I think Hawk's setup is really awesome, and I wouldn't mind having more of just this guy to do some head swaps, make it a little different. But yeah, I think that's it. As always, I hope I helped you out by showing you something that maybe you were looking for. Help you decide whether this is for you, whether you need it right now. It does. Can't remember what it comes in, but it's a little up there for just reuse. So maybe you're planning to catch it on sale. Maybe you want to get it right now. Hopefully, I showed you enough to help you. So yeah, that's going to be it for this review. I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.